Guys, I just lost $33,307.58.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International Stacker.
What's up, guys? International Stacker here. And I'm just doing a video on how I just lost $33,307.58. No! No! But it's alright, guys. I'm not upset. And let me tell you why. So, obviously we're in unprecedented times right now. And I just woke up here in Maryland and saw that silver is down to sub 13. So I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to tell you guys why I think this is happening and why you should not be afraid. Okay, so let's get into it. So basically, how did I calculate this? The recent high was around February 24th, $18.92. So I have 5,514.5 ounces. So that's a rough dollar value of 104,000. And today's price, which is $12.88, I've done this math 3 times now because it keeps dropping. What is going on? Down to $12.88? Are you kidding me? I'm trying to shoot this video and the price keeps dropping. The last one was at 13.11 or 13. Same calculation. It's now worth 71,000. So if you do the math, technically, my value has decreased by $33,307. And that's significant. That's like 33% almost. But let me tell you why I'm not afraid and not scared. $12.85? This is nuts. Okay, so here's a few reasons I'm not afraid. One, the use case of silver and gold and the history of them. Long story short, if you check out my Silver Stacker University video, I go into a lot of this stuff more in depth. But gold and silver has thousands of years of history as money, real money. And there's different aspects, things, something needs to actually be money, like it needs to be exchangeable, it needs to be fungible, it needs to be divisible, a bunch of different things. Watch Mike Maloney, Hidden Secrets of Money, he breaks it down well. So that, and then 2, why do I like silver more than gold? Well, the reason is the silver to gold ratio, which has gone insane. We're at a historical high. We recently just broke 100. Now it's at 117.71 to 1, which means 1 ounce of gold is equal to 117 ounces of silver. That is nuts. Anyways, that's just a side note. But really, the reason I like silver is because of that ratio. So a lot of people, including myself, believe that someday we're going to play the ratio. What does that mean? Well, originally, a gold to silver ratio was like 12 to 1, 16 to 1, 30, whatever. And I go really in depth in the history about this and, you know, what it was set to by governments and stuff in those Silver Stacker University videos. So check them out. But the thought process is eventually this will close. Now, I don't think it's going to go back to 16 or 20 or 30 to 1. But if this thing goes to even 40 or 50 to 1, the thought is once that happens, you can trade in your silver and you'll get double the gold, or at least more gold than if you would have just bought gold outright, because gold is the ultimate monetary metal, okay? It's what central banks, rich people, millionaires, everyone stacks to preserve their buying power and their wealth. So that's the original thought. So eventually go there and then you trade it in. Now there are going to be issues when you go to trade it in, probably. Is there going to be a lot of stores that aren't doing it? Yes, but if you look hard and you do, and you act decisively, you'll be able to find situations to where you can do it, okay? Another reason I like silver more than gold, especially when I started stacking, is its use case. Even if tomorrow we woke up and people decided that gold and silver was worth nothing, silver is one of the best industrial metals out there. And what do I mean? It actually has the highest conductor of electricity of any metal. It's used in water purification because it's antibacterial. It's used in medical devices. It's even used in solar panels. In 2022, California, all new houses have to have solar panels. electric vehicles. So it's going to be heavily used in the future. So even if every other thing collapsed, people stop stacking it, there's no coins, it still has an industrial use case. That's why I like it. Now, why is the market going crazy right now? Well, let me show you. Dow Jones. What I believe is happening, if I can get a good chart here. What I believe is happening is with all the instability in the markets over the last couple days here, and let's change this to like 5 days. And look at that big drop there. So with all the instability in this, what's happening is people, when they play the paper markets, they can play two ways. They can bet that it's going to go up, and they can bet that it's going to go down. When you bet that it's going to go down, that's called shorting the market. So when people short the market, they're saying, I bet that tomorrow or whenever that silver is going to go to whatever, 1280 by this date or whatever. And if they're wrong, they lose. If they're right, they get money. The thing with shorting is you're leveraged. So it's not just 1-to-1, it's like 1-to-10, right? So for every dollar for every dollar or cent you lose, you're losing 10 really. So when we see collapses in the market like this happens, what happens a lot, and side note guys, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a stock expert consultant. Read my disclaimer in the description. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, where I'm at, okay? So make your own decisions. But what I think is actually happening here, folks, is I think with the volatility in the Dow Jones, I mean, it's been making crazy moves. It's been making really, honestly, historical moves. I heard it's the biggest drop since in percentage since Black Monday or something. I think a lot of people here are having to cover shorts and having to cover different positions, and people want to buy the dip. So I think that's creating instability in the metals market, because I think people here are selling off contracts. Even crypto, if you look at Bitcoin chart, it dropped like 40%. Yeah, look at this. If we go to the 5-day here, look how similar that looks to that. So I think the same thing happened here. I think people were selling a lot of their cryptos to get the money and to either, one, cover their losses in the market and to help pay off their stop losses if they're short in the market. And then two, I think it's people moving money from other areas to buy the dip in the Dow Jones. So that's what I think is going on. Do I really care about any of that? No. Am I playing the stock market right now? No, I have zero money in the market because I've been expecting economic instability for a while and I'm preparing for it. And we were in the longest expansion in U.S. history without any type of crash. So here's what I'll tell you. I have not lost this, okay? And during these turbulent times, I'm going to borrow something from the cryptos, which is HODL, hold on for dear life. You don't lose anything until you sell. My plan for gold and silver is a longer term hold. If you're getting into gold and silver for a couple weeks or a month, even a year, you're setting yourself up to possibly lose money. Maybe even just on losing money on premiums. But it's a longer term hold. So my plan is to hold it for retirement. Now, if along the way we have a SHTNF scenario, which may be unfolding before us, or we have some sort of issue happen, and then I have the opportunity to sell this stuff and turn it into more of this, well, hopefully not more of that, but more of this, I will do that in a heartbeat. If none of that ever happens, I'll wait till I retire and either sell it for my retirement or pass it on to my kids. The whole point of gold and silver is to fight inflation. It's anti-inflationary, especially with the Fed just lowered us to 0%. So you're getting nothing if you put your money in banks. And it says on the Federal Reserve's website that every year 2% is their average goal for inflation. It's a hidden tax, folks. So if you have $100K in the bank, and the next year you have 100,000, but it has the buying power of 98. The next year you have 100,000, but it's the buying power of 96. And that's what happens how your money's inflated away. So metals fight that over the long term, not the short term. So I'm not selling anything. I am hodling. I'm holding on for dear life. I'm keeping to my goals. And I know I'm 100% certain. I really believe that eventually that is going to turn into that. Well, maybe not quite that. But once things stabilize and we get through this, that this will turn positive. Now, one thing I want to say too is during 2008, when that crash was happening, gold and silver was going down along with the market. And then eventually, once people saw the market was screwed, all the safe money started running into gold and silver. And that's when we had our last run up in gold and silver. So if I go to that chart here and we pull up here, so 2008, and then look at that, bang, up to the high of, what was that, 49 bucks? Somewhere around there. It's probably more around 48, but it went up momentarily to 49 or something. Anyways, guys, so that's my kind of philosophy on this and outlook on this. So let me know what you think. Are you worried? Have you lost it all? Are we screwed? Were we all wrong? Should we get out of silver now? I don't think so. I'm staying the course. We've been talking about this scenario for years, honestly, so none of us should be shocked this is going on. So let me know your thoughts, but I think we might be closer to what we've been talking about for years than we think. So we'll see what happens in the market. It looks like it's rebounded 9%. So today, Monday, when the market's open, I'm on the East Coast now, so the current time here, Central Time, Eastern Time, is 6:41. So when the market's open, I think at 9 or 9:30, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But the silver futures is going nuts right now. Wow. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed that discussion. I hope you're not more confused. But now is not the time to sell. Now is the time to accumulate. The lower this goes, the bigger gift it is. And at these prices, you're not going to be getting silver for spot, guys. And what happens usually is that coin dealers and stuff, the premiums are going to go up. Because at a certain point, dealers can't sell at 12, 13 bucks. They can't sell at the spot market because they're going to go out of business. So this could go down to $4, and I think silver is going to be around the same price it is now. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and catch you on the next one.